Alcohol is one of the most widely consumed substances in the world, with millions of people drinking it on a daily basis all across the globe. The consumption of alcohol can have wide-ranging effects on one's health and well-being, even when consumed in moderation. The effects of alcohol on the body start the moment you have your first sip. Although a glass of wine at dinner isn't a cause for concern, the harmful effects of drinking over a prolonged period can adversely affect an individual's overall physical and psychological health. The effects of alcohol can vary from one person to another depending on several factors, however, the long-term risks remain the same. Even though most people are aware of the risks associated with alcohol consumption, not everyone is aware of how to differentiate between moderate and heavy drinking. One standard drink is defined as 10 grams of pure alcohol. These are the assigned amounts of drinks per day age-wise for males and females respectively. Alcohol metabolism. Metabolism is a chemical process by which food is converted to energy and waste products. Alcohol is a substance that is mainly metabolized in the liver and a little bit in the stomach. The intoxicating agent found in alcohol is known as ethanol, which is also the chemical name of alcohol. Most of the ethanol in the body is broken down in the liver by an enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase, which transforms ethanol into a toxic compound called acetaldehyde, a known carcinogen. However, it is generally short-lived. Acetaldehyde is quickly broken down to a less toxic compound called acetate by another enzyme called aldehyde dehydrogenase. Acetate is then broken down to carbon dioxide and water, mainly in tissues other than the liver, which is excreted in the form of exhalation of air and urine, respectively. This forms the basis for the function of breath analyzer test. This test approximates BAC as a person exhales into the device. Blood or breath alcohol concentration is the amount of alcohol in the bloodstream or on one's breath. BAC is expressed as the weight of ethanol in grams. BAC can be measured by breath, blood, or urine tests. The number of drinks consumed is a very poor measure of intoxication, largely because of variation in gender, body fat percentage, and genetics. Gender. Men have greater capacity to metabolize alcohol than women, which means higher levels of alcohol reach the bloodstream in women, resulting in faster inebriation. Men tend to be bigger than women, allowing proportionately greater amounts of alcohol consumption than women. Finally, hormones found in higher quantities in women affect the metabolism of alcohol itself. That's why men are more tolerant to alcohol than women. Body fat percentage. Women have more body fat compared to men, as fatty tissues low in water content cannot absorb alcohol. The alcohol must remain in bloodstream until the liver breaks it down. However, tissues that are higher in the water content, such as muscles, do absorb alcohol. Hence, BAC will usually be higher in the person with more body fat. Genetics. Different people carry different variations of the ADH and ALDH enzymes. These variations can be traced to variations in the same gene. This may help in understanding why some ethnic groups have higher or lower rates of alcohol-related problems. Although these genetic factors influence drinking patterns, environmental factors also play an important role. Health effects of alcohol. Short-term effects. Even if an individual doesn't drink regularly, they can still experience its short-term effects on the body and mind. The liver metabolizes one standard drink an hour, and drinking more will typically result in intoxication. Short-term effects of drinking can range from mild to severe symptoms such as vomiting, mood swings, low body temperature, loss of coordination, loss of critical judgment, increased blood pressure, irregular heartbeats, loss of concentration. Long-term effects. Long-term consumption or heavy drinking over a prolonged period can lead to alcohol dependence, tolerance, and alcohol use disorders, causing a wide range of physical health complications that can be reversible. In mouth, it increases the risk of mouth and throat cancer. In heart, it increases the risk of heart attack, stroke, irregular heartbeats, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. In liver, it causes fatty liver, liver cirrhosis, liver cancer, alcoholic hepatitis. In pancreas, it causes pancreatitis, vitamin deficiencies, hyperglycemia. Alcohol is absorbed to stomach linings, also damages the organ, causing stomach ulcers, stomach cancer. It affects the regulation and filtration process of the kidney. Alcohol is diuretic, causing frequent urination, which results in dehydration. It weakens the immune system and increases the risk for pneumonia and tuberculosis. Musculoskeletal health. It causes bone weakening, causing increased risk for fractures, broken bones, osteoporosis. In brain, it affects memory, learning, behavior, causing brain shrinkage, loss of grey matter and or white matter. Alcohol is a major risk factor for cancers of mouth, throat, larynx, esophagus, breast, liver, stomach, colorectal. In pregnant women, alcohol causes infants with birth defect known as fetal alcohol syndrome. Alcohol poisoning is a consequence of drinking large amounts of alcohol in a short period of time. Drinking too much too quickly can affect breathing, heart rate, body temperature, and potentially can lead to coma and death. Treatment of alcohol disorders is possible only when the affected organ is not much affected by alcohol and is diagnosed early. Prevention of alcohol disorders and diseases can only be done by not drinking alcohol, because it is a slow poison that affects health even when taken in moderation. Psychological and behavioral effects. Alcohol is a CNS depressant which disrupts the chemical balance of brain and affects our emotions, feelings, behaviors, and long-term mental well-being. Psychological effects. Depression, anxiety disorders, personality disorders, schizophrenia, suicidal thoughts, panic disorder. Behavioral effects. Violence, self-harm, domestic abuse, poor performance, increased social problems, risking social interactions. Statistics on alcohol consumption in India. According to National Family Health Survey report, in India from age 15 to 49 years, 22% males and 1% female consume alcohol. According to the same survey report, Arunachal Pradesh ranks the highest, Telangana ranks the second highest, and Gujarat and Lakshadweep rank the lowest on alcohol consumption. The International Spirits and Wine Association of India estimates that around 40% of the 5 billion liters of alcohol consumed every year in the country is illegally produced. The liquor is often spiked with methanol to increase its potency. According to National Crime Records Bureau (NCRB), 782 people died in 2021 due to illicit alcohol consumption. Laws on alcohol consumption in India. The legal drinking age ranges from 18 to 25 years and varies from state to state. 25 in Delhi, 21 in Telangana, 18 in Goa. It's illegal in Gujarat, Mizoram, Manipur, and Lakshadweep. Drinking and driving. According to Section 185 in the Motor Vehicles Act 1988 states that any individual driving under the influence of alcohol crossing the VAC limit of 0.03 is supposed to pay a fine of 2,000 to 10,000 and sentenced to 6 months imprisonment. Government schemes in India. Scheme for Prevention of Alcoholism and Substance Drug Abuse. Its objectives are creating awareness, early identification, treatment, and providing de-addiction centers statewide with required care and assistance. Recent studies on alcohol consumption. National Cancer Institute Program America says in a new study that wine is not any safer. All forms of alcohol increase the risk of cancer and people need to be educated about it. The International Agency for Research on Cancer in a new study published that number of new cases and deaths from liver cancer predicted to rise by more than 55% by 2040. Warning: alcohol is injurious to health. It's high time we take the disclaimer seriously. Thank you.